you guys have so many digital initiatives. So you weren't caught flat-footed by any imagination, but the gains in telehealth are pretty amazing. Digital remote patient monitoring, chatbots. I mean, there's so many things that people have put in to combat the pandemic and to improve communication. How do you think those things, I mean, those things have been accelerated. Do you think those things will be integrated into our post-pandemic work models?
I think so. Look, I mean, digital is the right word, I think, for technology folks and technology leader. I mean, future is digital. And I'm hearing this not from CIOs, but CFOs and CEOs, everyone. And this is not just healthcare, this is beyond healthcare. And I think things are going to stick. Now, there are some question marks, and the biggest question mark, I think, is in the reimbursement model for telehealth visits, right? So obviously, will insurers with CMS going to roll back some of the rules, or they are going to extend, and what will be long-term future? That's, I think, probably the business driver of telehealth. But I think the big win or silver lining out of this pandemic is the cultural shift, both on the provider side and the patient side. And the providers who have used were pleasantly surprised by the technology and just the processes and so forth. And I have to say the processes are still evolving. Same thing on the patient side. I mean, initially we saw a large number of technical issues that were connections, app not working, etc. But over time, as our patients are using technology, they're overcoming and they're finding that it works, technology works. Same things can be said to things like Zoom. We were piloting remote patient monitoring way before COVID, but now the adoption, I think, is going to just increase in that. Same thing is true for online learning. I don't expect to go back to the same levels in any of the areas that I mentioned: telehealth, online learning, remote work. As a matter of fact, we are now considering a pretty significant number of folks to be perhaps permanently working from home, right? A lot of changes, I think, are going to happen. I think we saw an exponential increase. It's not going to be back to pre-COVID levels. It's going to be somewhere in between, and there are a number of factors that will decide where we land.